I've known since I was a child that I was the little attendant destined for the king of the underworld. I would return to his side when I turned 18, but my whole family believed my younger sister, Lu Qingyao, was the true child of destiny, that she wouldn't live past 18. They gave her the best of everything. Even my fiancé, Marquis Chang'an, Xie Zhiheng, wanted to break off our engagement to marry Lu Qingyao. On my 18th birthday, Xie Zhiheng and my sister consummated their marriage, and my soul returned to the underworld. Only then did everyone realize that the true child of destiny was me. The first day of the 7th lunar month, the pavilion in the middle of the lake. When Xie Zhiheng avoided the topic of our marriage for the 19th time, I couldn't help but ask, Zhiheng, do you not want to marry me? Xie Zhiheng's gaze shifted evasively. Nanzhi, Yao Yao says she's a child of destiny. She won't live past 18. Her only wish is to be my wife. I raised my hand, trying to grasp the hem of his robe. And what about you? What do you think? Xie Zhiheng looked away, not daring to meet my eyes. Nanzhi, we have a whole lifetime ahead of us to be husband and wife, but Yao Yao only has half a month left to live. I froze in place, feeling like I was falling into an icy abyss. Seeing me lost in thought, Xie Zhiheng waved his hand in front of my face, and spoke again. Nanzhi, you've always doted on Yao Yao. You wouldn't want to see her leave with regrets, would you? Please, promise me. After seeing me nod, Xie Zhiheng took my hand again. Don't worry, once her final wish is fulfilled, we'll be together forever. I pulled my hand back from his grasp, politely bowed to him, and turned to leave. Back at the Lu residence, as soon as I entered, I was summoned to the family shrine by my mother's servants. Mother stood before the wooden board behind the shrine, looking at me with a loving face. Nanzhi, I know this is unfair to you, but your sister doesn't have much time left. Please, just endure it a little longer. I'm begging you. I stared at my mother for a moment, then nodded and said, fine. I leaned over the board behind her, and let the servants use thorny branches to whip me mercilessly. Soon, I was sweating profusely from the pain. My back was a bloody mess. 2 hours later, the whipping finally stopped. I limped out of the shrine. I had just reached the garden, when I saw my sister, Lu Qingyao, in the distance, sitting on a swing covered in flowers. Xie Zhiheng, with adoration in his eyes, gently pushed her from behind. Then, Lu Qingyao looked up at Xie Zhiheng and asked, Zhiheng, did sis agree to let you marry me? Seeing Xie Zhiheng nod, she asked again, then, if I die right after my 18th birthday, would you marry my older sister instead? Hearing that, my back, which had been aching so much I couldn't straighten it, suddenly went rigid. I saw Xie Zhiheng's brow furrow slightly for a moment. He said, word by word, in life or death, you will be my only wife. Watching the two of them pouring their hearts out to each other, I forced a bitter, self-mocking smile, just as I was about to turn and leave. The next second, I heard Lu Qingyao call out, sis. I had no choice but to stop. I watched as she led Xie Zhiheng by the hand to stand before me. When Xie Zhiheng saw me covered in blood, he asked in surprise, why are you covered in blood? My gaze fell on their tightly clasped hands. Today is the 1st of the month. Xie Zhiheng knew that on the 1st and 15th of every month, I had to endure suffering in Lu Qingyao's place. He glanced at Lu Qingyao for a moment, then said to me, I'll take you back. No sooner had he spoken, than Lu Qingyao let out a sharp hiss. She sucked in a cold breath. Xie Zhiheng immediately turned back to look at her. His hand, tightly holding hers, trembled slightly. Qingyao, what's wrong? Are you in pain somewhere? Lu Qingyao pointed to her leg. Maybe when I got off the swing earlier, I twisted it by accident. It's nothing serious. Zhiheng, you should go with sis first. I can go see the doctor myself. Don't be ridiculous. You're my fiancé now. Without hesitation, Xie Zhiheng scooped Lu Qingyao up into his arms, and left without looking back. I watched their retreating figures, my hands hanging at my sides slowly clenching into fists. Back in my room, exhausted, I collapsed onto the bed, and fell into a deep sleep. When I woke up again, it was already the next day. Xiaohe stood by the bed holding a veil. She said, Miss, it's time to go serve the porridge. As soon as I arrived at the distribution point, I saw Xie Zhiheng standing under the canopy. He wore a moon-white brocade robe. The moment he saw me, he quickly walked up to me. Your injuries, are they any better? Then, he took a bottle of medicine from his robe. This is imperial-grade wound ointment. It's very good for healing. I paused, then pushed his hand away. That won't be necessary. From now on, you'll be my sister's husband. We should keep our distance. At that, Xie Zhiheng slowly withdrew the hand holding the medicine. He fell silent, and I ignored him as well. Dragging my battered and bruised body, I ladled porridge, spoonful by spoonful, into the beggars' broken bowls. The beggars looked at the hot porridge in their bowls. They all expressed their gratitude. Miss Lu has been serving porridge and doing good deeds day in and day out for 10 years. May we ask which Miss Lu you are? We will surely build a temple in your honor in the future, to remember your kindness. I was just about to give my name, when I heard Xie Zhiheng behind me answer first. This is the Lu family's second young miss, Lu Qingyao. I turned around, looking at Xie Zhiheng in disbelief. What did you say? Xie Zhiheng pulled me to the resting area behind the porridge stall. Nanzhi, Qingyao only has 13 days left before Madame Lu. You're serving porridge to accumulate merit for Qingyao anyway. Promise me, don't compete with Qingyao for this, okay? Hearing the word, compete, I slowly clenched the hand hanging at my side. Last time, you told me not to compete with Qingyao for the marriage that was rightfully mine. This time, you want me not to compete with her for the good deeds I did with my own hands. What will it be next time? Hearing this, Xie Zhiheng reached out to grab my hand. Nanzhi, her days are numbered. Can't you just endure it a little longer? I instinctively took a step back, causing him to grab at empty air. I looked at Xie Zhiheng. My face was full of disappointment. I've told you many times, Lu Qingyao will not die. I thought you would at least hide your favoritism. Since you can't hide it, I have nothing more to say. Not waiting for him to speak, I returned to the porridge stall to continue serving. But no matter how hard I tried to hold back, the hand holding the ladle kept trembling slightly. When the porridge distribution ended, the sky was growing dark. Sitting in the carriage, I recalled today's conversation with Xie Zhiheng. My heart was being torn apart again. By the time I returned to the Lu Manor, it was already dark. I gathered my thoughts and went to my mother's courtyard. Just as I reached the doorway, I lifted my foot to enter. When I heard from inside the cheerful voices of my parents and younger sister talking and laughing, I hesitated, wondering if I should leave. When I heard my mother's voice suddenly turn sorrowful. Yaoer, such family bliss. Yet we, mother and daughter, can't enjoy it for much longer. Lu Qingyao's voice choked with emotion. Mother, I don't want to die. I still want to fulfill my duty to you and father. You are a minister. Can't you think of a way to let me stay in this world, to stay by your side? The room fell silent for a moment. Then, father's solemn, heartbroken voice broke the silence. When I was young, it was foretold that I was destined to lose a daughter. If I am fated to lose a daughter, Yaoer, I pray it is not you. My parents' words pierced my heart like needles. After a moment of stunned silence, I forced a faint smile and silently said, in 12 days, you will get your wish. I dragged my weary body back to my courtyard. As soon as I entered, I ordered my maid, Xiaohe, light a brazier for me. I walked slowly into the inner chamber. I raised my hand, feeling my way inch by inch, over the exquisite red wedding dress hanging there, the lifelike portrait, the delicate jewelry and trinkets arranged on the table, the jade hairpin, the Miao silver bracelet, the glass, hearts united, lock. These small objects were all gifts from Xie Zhiheng. Each one was hard-won. Miss, the brazier is here. Xiaohe entered, carrying the brazier. She placed it before me. I took down the portrait hanging on the wall, and threw it into the fire without hesitation. Amid the leaping flames, I seemed to see the day I received the painting. It was at my 15th birthday, my coming-of-age ceremony. Xie Zhiheng gifted me this portrait, which he had painted by hand, working tirelessly for half a month. In the painting, I stood amidst a mountain of flowers, glancing back with a smile. Seeing me accept the painting, Xie Zhiheng, his expression tender, said, Nanzhi, you've come of age. Marry me. Be my marchioness, won't you? That was also the last time he spoke of marrying me. I could feel it. When Xie Zhiheng gave me these gifts, his words were sincere. The regret is, his sincerity changed overnight. The next morning, I went to the main courtyard as usual to pay my respects to my parents. I hadn't gone far when I ran into Xie Zhiheng. When he saw me, he stepped forward and took my cold hands, saying, today is the 3rd day of the month. I've come to take you to visit my mother. I looked up at him. I won't be going with you anymore. After all, your fiancé now is my younger sister, Lu Qingyao. Xie Zhiheng frowned deeply. Nanzhi, why do you have to be so jealous of Qingyao? Don't you want to gain my mother's approval? I was about to speak, when a sudden metallic taste rose in my throat. I instinctively covered my mouth with a handkerchief. When I opened it again, my once snow-white handkerchief was stained with bright red blood. Seeing me cough up blood, Xie Zhiheng rushed forward and pulled me into his arms. Then he urgently called out, someone, fetch a doctor. Xiaohe hurried off to find one. After that, Xie Zhiheng carried me back to his Xiaoxiang court. He laid me on the bed and asked, Nanzhi, why are you coughing up blood? Clutching the blood-stained handkerchief, I weakly shook my head. I'm fine. Just then, the words the King of Hell said in my dream came to mind. As the 15th of July draws nearer, your body will grow weaker until the ghost gate opens wide, and you will die. Your soul will return to Fengdu City. There are only 11 days until the 15th of July. Soon, the doctor arrived. He took my pulse. The young mistress's whip wounds have not yet healed. Coupled with extreme agitation, it caused the blood. Take a few doses of medicine, and rest well. After the doctor left, Xie Zhiheng sat by the bed. A strange look flashed across his face. Nanzhi, I spoke too harshly today. As long as you stop targeting Qingyao from now on, after she leaves, things between us can go back to how they were. Hearing, go back to how they were, I couldn't hold back any longer. I asked, after she leaves, when do you plan to marry me? Xie Zhiheng pondered for a moment. Then he replied, I promised her I'd remain faithful for 10 years after she passed. Forget the 10 years. I only have 11 days left. I didn't say anything. I didn't know what to say, so I just closed my eyes to rest. We fell into silence. Neither of us spoke. In the quiet, I felt a bitter taste in my throat. In the past, Whenever Zhiheng and I were together, we could talk for hours. We'd talk about romance and daily life, about mountains, lakes, the sun, and the stars, about sweet nothings and solemn vows. But now, Zhiheng and I went from sharing everything to having nothing to say. I don't know how much time passed. With a creak, the door was suddenly pushed open. I opened my eyes. My sister, Lu Qingyao, entered with medicine. As she passed by Zhiheng, she stopped and said to him, "You've worked hard taking care of my sister. I'll take it from here." Zhiheng immediately put on a gentle smile. "Okay." Then, Qingyao walked over and sat by my bed. She lifted a spoonful of medicine to my lips. "Sister, I made this medicine for you myself. You need to drink it all to get better." The medicine was scalding hot. I flinched away as soon as it touched me. A cold smirk touched Qingyao's lips. She tried to force the medicine into my mouth. I winced in pain, and instinctively pushed the bowl away. Then I heard Qingyao cry out in pain. "Ah! That hurts." I looked up. Qingyao's fair skin was slightly red. A splash of medicine had scalded her hand. Zhiheng quickly took the bowl from her. Then he held her hand, his eyes full of concern. "Qingyao, are you okay?" Tears welled up in Qingyao's eyes. She shook her head. "Zhiheng, my hand is fine. I'm just a little sad. I heard my sister coughed up blood, so I made this medicine for her myself. I just didn't expect. She still resents me for marrying you. She won't even drink the medicine I offer." As she spoke, a single tear rolled down her cheek. Zhiheng gently wiped it away, and said, "Don't worry, she'll drink it." The next moment, Zhiheng picked up the bowl, still steaming, and brought it to my lips. His eyes held a coldness I had never seen before. "Drink it. Don't waste Qingyao's kindness." "I won't. The medicine is too hot." As soon as I finished speaking, I felt a sharp pain in my jaw. Xie Zhiheng gripped my jaw tightly, and poured a bowl of scalding medicine down my throat. Instantly, I choked and coughed violently. Xie Zhiheng's furious voice rang in my ears. "When you pushed the medicine away, did you ever think Qingyao could get scalded?" Xie Zhiheng put down the bowl, turned, and carried Lu Qingyao out. Lu Qingyao gave me a smug look, then turned to Xie Zhiheng. "Brother Zhiheng, even though we're about to marry, when I think of how deeply you and sister loved each other, it hurts me." Their footsteps faded away, but Xie Zhiheng's voice remained clear. "In the past, we truly did love each other, but for the rest of my life, the only one I will love is you." The wind howled through the corridor outside. Then Xiaohe came in. Seeing my pale face and clothes soaked with medicine, she asked urgently, "Miss, how did you end up like this? Where is the marquis?" My eyes were empty. I shook my head weakly. "I'm fine." Seeing the lifeless look on my face, Xiaohe's heart ached as she changed me into fresh clothes. She said indignantly, "How could the marquis treat you like this? Before, you just pricked your hand on a locust tree, and he ordered all locusts in the capital removed. Now he wants to marry the second young miss. Has he forgotten the past?" I opened my mouth. "Let him be. I don't care anymore. How good a man is to you when he loves you, is how cruel he can be when he stops loving you." I looked at the medicine on the table. The liquid was pitch black, and steaming with a bitter heat. This medicine didn't cure me. Instead, it easily ended my 10 years with Xie Zhiheng. It also severed the last shred of affection I had for Xie Zhiheng. After that night, I felt my body growing weaker by the day. No matter how much medicine Xiaohe fed me, whatever medicine I drank, I would vomit it all back up. Xiaohe kept comforting me. These days, the master and mistress have been busy preparing for the second young lady's wedding. That's why they haven't had time to visit you, miss. Please don't be sad, miss. I forced a pale smile. With you by my side, I'm not sad. Hearing this, Xiaohe's eyes welled up instead. Day after day passed. I was coughing up blood more and more often. I knew I couldn't hold on much longer. And so, it came to the 14th day of the 7th month. Outside the window, the moon hung above the willow branches. Suddenly, the door was pushed open. I looked over. There was my mother, in a luxurious purple gown, hurrying to my bedside. "Nanzhi, are you feeling any better?" For the first time, I felt my mother's care. That chord in my heart that yearned for love was struck. "Mom, I'm in so much pain." Mother Lu held me in her arms, and patted me gently. "Your sister is getting married these days. I've been too busy. That's why I haven't visited." Before I could fully savor the warmth of her embrace, Mother Lu spoke again. "Nanzhi, your sister is getting married. As her elder sister, you should show your goodwill. Why not give her the Changning jade ring? Consider it returning it to its rightful owner." Hearing this, my body stiffened. I froze in place. So, Mother didn't come to see me. She came to get the marquis's token back for my sister. Disappointment instantly washed over me. I pulled away from Mother Lu's arms, suppressing the ache in my throat. "Mom, I can give this to you, but I want to ask you one question." "What question?" I asked, word by word. "If I also didn't live past 18, would you treat me the same way you treat her?" Mother Lu was stunned. She didn't answer for a long time. I had thought, if she answered yes, I would forgive her favoritism, but she wasn't even willing to lie to me. With difficulty, I got up. I went to the dressing case, took out a small wooden box, and handed it to her. Mother Lu took it and turned to leave. But at the door, she suddenly looked back. I looked up, meeting her gaze. A pathetic sliver of hope rose in my heart. But then I heard her instruct me, word by word. "Tomorrow is the 15th. You should go to the prayer hall and kowtow 9 times for your sister's blessing. there's no need for you to attend the wedding. The next moment, the doors slowly closed. A single clear tear rolled down my cheek. At this very moment, I finally accepted that my parents don't love me. My attachment and hopes for them completely vanished in that instant. I wiped away my tears. A faint, almost imperceptible voice echoed in my ears. The gates of Fengdu open at midnight. The child must return to its place. Hearing this, I coughed up blood and fell into a dazed sleep once more. When I awoke again, it was already the next day. Outside, gongs and drums clamored, but the person mother sent was already waiting to take me to the prayer hall. Xiaohe supported me as I walked unsteadily toward the prayer hall. Passing by the main gate, I paused. There I saw Xie Zhiheng in a groom's crimson robe, looking dashing and handsome. He gently held Lu Qingyao's hand, leading her step by step out of the Lu residence. Careful. Seeing me stop, a servant urged me, "Young mistress, please hurry to the prayer hall." Hearing the voice, Xie Zhiheng turned and saw me. The moment our eyes met, a flicker of emotion passed through his. Lu Qingyao, veiled in red, noticed Xie Zhiheng had suddenly stopped. "Brother Zhiheng, what are you looking at?" "Nothing much, just an old friend." Then he withdrew his gaze and gently guided Lu Qingyao, helping her into the wedding sedan. I stood there, frail, watching their retreating figures. A bitter smile touched my lips. I silently said, "Xie Zhiheng, two people who were truly in love can never be just old friends." I looked away and continued toward the prayer hall. Just as I reached the entrance, a voice called out to me, "Nanzhi, why didn't you come to the ceremony?" It was Xie Zhiheng. I turned, looking at Xie Zhiheng, who should have been escorting the bride away, suddenly appearing here. I replied, "You're getting married today." Given my position, it wasn't appropriate for me to attend. Xie Zhiheng sighed in relief. "I see, Qingyao thought you were angry with her. Now she won't be upset." So, it was still for Lu Qingyao. Xie Zhiheng spoke again. "Nanzhi, Qingyao's and my wedding will be over soon. After the wedding night, I'll come find you. Wait for me, okay?" Facing death, I no longer wanted to hold back. I shook my head. "Xie Zhiheng, I won't wait for you. From now on, I won't wait for anyone." Xie Zhiheng's voice held a trace of inexplicable anger. "Nanzhi, we've shared over a decade of affection. If you won't wait for me, who else could you possibly be with? If you keep making a scene, I swear I'll truly become Qingyao's husband." I had nothing to say. I didn't even have the strength to feel disappointed. I reached out and pushed Xie Zhiheng away. Word by word, I said, "Whose husband you are is none of my concern." Hearing this, Xie Zhiheng gave me a deep look. Then he turned and left in a huff. I didn't pay it any mind. I struggled into the prayer hall, slowly knelt on the prayer cushion, lift the sedan. Right then, from outside the minister's residence, came the sound of the wedding sedan being lifted. I faintly heard my parents' sorrowful weeping again. I couldn't help but smile bitterly. But after just a moment, I could no longer suppress the metallic sweetness in my throat. Blood kept trickling from the corner of my mouth. I knelt on the prayer cushion, just as I always had before, and began kowtowing to the bodhisattva, one after another. Each time I couldn't hold myself up, I was helped back up, to continue bowing. Xiaohe supported me, crying and pleading, "Miss, please stop bowing. I know this is my final tribulation in this mortal world. I must get through it." I drifted in and out of consciousness. Until deep into the night, I had only 3 bows left. At this moment, Xie Zhiheng and Lu Qingyao should be performing the wedding ceremony. My fingertips clenched slightly, gazing at the bodhisattva's golden statue. My heart filled with piety. "Oh bodhisattva, I have 3 final wishes. May I never again be reborn into this world." As the words left my lips, I made my first bow, and in my ears, I seemed to hear a voice from the Marquis's estate. "Bow to heaven and earth." I paid it no heed. My second bow was even heavier. Second wish, sever all ties with my parents in this life. At that moment, the cry of, "Bow to the parents," seemed to mix with the guests' laughter and reach my ears. For the final bow, my blood-streaked forehead touched the ground. Word by word, I uttered my third wish. "May Xie Zhiheng and I never meet again, in life or death." Right then, the final call reached my ears. Husband and wife bow to each other. The prayer hall was so quiet, only my breathing remained. An ethereal voice echoed in my mind. "The ceremony is complete. Escort to the bridal chamber." My throat tightened. That metallic sweetness surged up my throat once more. I could no longer hold on and collapsed to the floor. Xiaohe held me in her arms. "Miss, you've already kowtowed. You owe them nothing now. I'll go find a doctor." I tried with all my might to hold her hand back, gasping weakly. "I'm actually the true child of fate from the Lu family. Today is my 18th birthday. I'm destined not to live past tonight." As I spoke, blood kept gushing from my mouth. Xiaohe frantically tried to wipe the blood away, but she couldn't clean it all. She cried out, "Miss, I don't care if you're the true child or not. I just want you to live." By then, I was barely breathing. My pupils were starting to fade. Tears slid from the corners of my eyes, falling onto my neck. I managed a faint smile. Using my last bit of strength, I raised my hand and wiped the tears from Xiaohe's cheek. "Don't be afraid. Everyone dies. After I die, I'll return to the king of the underworld. You must live well. I'll watch over you." The moment I finished speaking, my hand fell limp. There was no more life in me. Meanwhile, at the Chengning Marquis' residence, the hour of midnight had passed. After seeing off all the guests, Xie Zhiheng immediately returned to the bridal chamber to check on Lu Qingyao, but he saw Lu Qingyao lift her veil, beckoning to him shyly. Zhiheng, the night is young, why aren't you coming in? Seeing her sitting perfectly fine on the wedding bed, a look of surprise crossed his face. Qingyao, how are you okay? Was the story about the child of fate, not living past 18, a lie? I don't know what happened either. Hearing this, Xie Zhiheng said without hesitation, since midnight has passed, and you're fine, I should go find your sister. With that, he didn't wait for Lu Qingyao to respond. He hurried towards the minister's residence. Xie Zhiheng didn't have the servants announce him. He went straight to the prayer hall. From a distance, he saw Xiaohe holding me, her face streaked with tears. Xie Zhiheng froze. He dared not approach. He asked, his voice trembling, Xiaohe, what's wrong with Nanzhi? Xiaohe lifted her tear-stained face. Her words were filled with anguish. My lord, do you have any idea? Our miss was the true child of fate, but now, she's gone to the underworld to be with its king. After hearing Xiaohe's words, Xie Zhiheng quickly stepped forward. He took me from Xiaohe's arms. Nanzhi, wake up, I'm back. Look at me. Xiaohe choked back a sob. My lord, do you have any idea? All these days, she's been coughing up blood every day. Not only did you never visit her once, your words cut deep. Do you know what her final days were like? She loved you so much. Why did you have to betray her like this? Let her die in such agony. Hearing this, Xie Zhiheng felt a sharp, stabbing pain in his chest. She's not dead. She can't die. Nanzhi, I don't believe you're gone. I'll take you to a doctor. After saying this, Xie Zhiheng picked me up and headed out of the prayer hall. As soon as he stepped outside, a torrential rain lashed his face. Outside, without him noticing, a downpour had begun. Without a second thought, he charged into the rain with me in his arms. On the main street, Xie Zhiheng carried me and pounded on the doors of clinic after clinic. Doctor, save Nanzhi. I'll pay you however much money you want. I can give you anything. But it was the ghost festival, when the gates of the underworld open. Shops in the capital had closed early. Finally, persistence paid off. One clinic heard Xie Zhiheng's frantic knocking, and opened its door. The doctor stared at our bedraggled state for a moment. Then he checked my pulse. He lifted my eyelid and took a look. She's already gone. There's nothing I can do. My condolences. Xie Zhiheng froze. Holding me, he collapsed into the rain. Still in disbelief, he said, Nanzhi, how could you leave me like this? Only when dawn broke did Xie Zhiheng carry my stiffened body back to the Marquis's estate. Hearing of his return, Lu Qingyao rushed over still in her wedding dress. When she saw the person he was cradling in his arms, she froze on the spot. What's wrong with sister? Xie Zhiheng didn't look at her, nor did he answer her question. He only said, I will write you a letter of divorce. You must leave the Marquis's estate today. With those words, he took me back to his own courtyard. Lu Qingyao felt as if she'd been slapped hard across the face. Humiliated and furious, she changed her clothes and rushed back to the minister's residence. After seeing her mother, her voice choked up. Mother, Xie Zhiheng didn't come home all last night. This morning, he came back carrying my sister, and now he wants to divorce me. Hearing this, Mother Lu trembled with anger. Let's go to the Marquis's estate. I want to ask that Xie Zhiheng how he can be so two-timing and mistreat my daughter. Lu Qingyao brought Mother Lu to the outside of Xie Zhiheng's courtyard. She said to the servant guarding the door, Go tell the Marquis's estate. My parents are here to pick up my sister. Soon after the servant went in, Xie Zhiheng walked out from the courtyard. The moment Mother Lu saw him, she got straight to the point. Zhiheng, you're already married to Qingyao now. You are her husband. Why are you still entangled with Nanzhi? Bring Nanzhi out now. She's coming home with me. Tears welled up in Xie Zhiheng's eyes. His voice choked. Aunt Lu, Nanzhi, she's already dead. Hearing this, Mother Lu let out a cold laugh. Zhiheng, did Nanzhi put you up to saying this? Tell her to come out herself. Stealing her own sister's man. Does she have no shame? She might as well be dead. Just then, the old Marquis Xia arrived upon hearing the news. He first calmed Mother Lu, then turned to Xie Zhiheng. Zhiheng, I know you have feelings for Nanzhi, but you mustn't act recklessly. Even for Nanzhi's reputation, you can't hide her in the Marquis's estate. With that, he led Mother Lu into the courtyard. They entered the room. Mother Lu immediately saw me lying on the bed, lifeless, but she didn't notice anything amiss. She just thought I was pretending. Nanzhi, get up this instant. To steal your sister's man. You're using every dirty trick in the book. You're a disgrace to the Lu family. As she spoke, she stepped forward and grabbed my wrist. In that instant, a bone-chilling coldness. Mother Lu instinctively let go of my hand. A wave of panic washed over her. Nanzhi, at this moment, a servant leads people in. Your lordship, the imperial physician and the Taoist priest from Han's Han Temple are here. The imperial physician quickly steps forward. He takes my pulse. After a while, he sighs heavily with a grave expression. Miss Lu passed away last night. Hearing this, Madame Lu freezes on the spot. Xie Zhiheng, however, is already numb. He just grabs the Taoist priest and asks, Priest, please save Nanzhi. If you can bring her back to life, you can have my life. The Taoist priest calculates with his fingers. He looks at Madame Lu. Madame Lu, when your two daughters were born, I said the eldest was a true child of destiny, and wouldn't live past 18. I thought you were prepared. Hearing this, Madame Lu stiffly reacts. This How could this be? The Taoist priest shakes his head and sighs. Madam Lu, just now, I calculated again. When you and your husband retrieved the fate reading, you made a mistake. I also divined that she herself knew about this. She even told you more than once. Why didn't you come to me to verify it? The priest's words leave Madame Lu speechless. She's at a loss. Intense heartache overwhelms Madame Lu. All these years, she had been mistaken all along. Madame Lu coughs up blood. She collapses over my body, crying with heart-wrenching sobs. Nanzhi, my daughter. Seeing this, Lu Qingyao steps forward to support her mother. Mother, don't be like this. Xie Zhiheng, standing by and now knowing the whole truth, also speaks up. Aunt Lu, whether you agree or not, Nanzhi is the wife fate destined for me. Before, to fulfill Qingyao's wish, I hurt her deeply. Now, I will bury her in my Xie family ancestral tomb. Hearing this, Lu Qingyao turns deathly pale. She looks at Xie Zhiheng. Brother Zhiheng, must you go this far? Sister is already gone. You've married me. Perhaps this is fate's will. Xie Zhiheng scoffed coldly, then turned to Lu Qingyao, and said, word by word, then I, Xie Zhiheng, will defy the heavens. With that, Xie Zhiheng handed her the letter of divorce he had just written. Lu Qingyao refused to take it, her eyes reddening. Xie Zhiheng had no choice but to force it into her hand. From now on, you have nothing to do with my family, the Xie family. After that, he gave orders to bury me with the honors due to the legitimate wife of the Marquis of Changning. From then on, he kept watch by my grave every day. Meanwhile, in the Lu family's Buddhist shrine, my memorial tablet was placed in the center, and Mother Lu stood below. Nanzhi, that madman Xie Zhiheng, won't let us visit your grave to pay our respects. Your father and I had planned to make it up to you, once your sister was gone. But, Mother Lu was choked with sobs, tears streaming down her face one after another. Why? Why is heaven treating me this way? Why must you torment me and hurt my child? If there is a next life, we would still want to be your parents, so we can make up for our mistakes. 5 years later, Xie Zhiheng left the Marquis Manor, and kept watch over the Xie family graves, staying by my grave year after year. He never spoke to anyone again, and always depressed. One day, as usual, Xie Zhiheng leaned against the tombstone, tracing the inscription with his hand. Slowly, his consciousness began to fade, until he finally stopped breathing. Xie Zhiheng wandered dazedly into the underworld. Only when he saw the words, Naiha Bridge, before him, did he realize he was dead. Just as he was about to cross the bridge, a commotion broke out. He stumbled, and was nearly pushed into the river of forgetfulness. A pair of icy cold hands grabbed him. Xie Zhiheng's mind reeled. The woman before him was none other than Nanzhi, the one he had been longing for day and night. I turned and walked to the center of the bridge. I planted the black soul banner I was holding into the ground. By order of the King of Hell, anyone who causes trouble on the bridge of helplessness shall have their soul scattered. As the words fell, I planted my soul banner once more. Xie Zhiheng felt as if 10,000 swords had pierced his heart, and many of the evil spirits beside him instantly turned to dust. After doing this, he saw me turn and leave. He opened his mouth and called out, Nanzhi. My steps faltered. Then I vanished into the gloomy air. At that moment, the underworld guard escorting Xie Zhiheng asked curiously, Buddy, you know the mystic child Immortal? Immortal? Isn't she just an attendant by the King of Hell's side? The guard nodded. She was originally an attendant, but when she was reincarnated as a human, she was charitable, and accumulated a lot of merit. After returning to the underworld, the heavenly court conferred upon her the title of Mystic Child Immortal. She now oversees the order of the underworld. When there's a riot by powerful evil spirits like this, she appears to suppress it. Then, the guard paused, and asked again, but what's your relationship with the Mystic Child Immortal? If she's got your back, you could walk sideways down here. Xie Zhiheng looked in the direction I had vanished. He murmured, she was my fiancée in the mortal world. The guard led him forward, and asked, impressive, buddy, you want to see her? The guard grinned slyly. I have a buddy on duty at the Mystic Child Immortal's residence. You cover his shift for a day. That way, when she returns, you'll get to see her. Soon, Xie Zhiheng followed the guard to the Mystic Child's residence. It was an extremely magnificent mansion, yet filled with locust trees. Xie Zhiheng replaced the guard's buddy, standing watch at the second gate. He stood motionless at his post, his heart filled with anxiety. He remembered that Nanzhi disliked locust trees the most when she was in the mortal world. Just then, a sound suddenly came from outside the mansion. Welcome back, Mystic Child Immortal. I walked to the entrance. I signaled to the underworld guards on duty. You are all dismissed for the night. No need to stand guard. As I turned my head, I saw Xie Zhiheng in the red and black armor of an underworld soldier. His eyes were red and brimming with tears as he looked at me. A flicker of surprise passed through my eyes, but the words that left my lips were cold and cutting. What nerve, to dare trespass into my residence. Xie Zhiheng couldn't contain his agitation. Nanzhi, I didn't mean to barge in. I desperately needed to see you. Ever since you died, I've been keeping vigil by your grave, regretting every single day. Enough. I cut him off impatiently, my cold gaze fixed on him, my voice ice cold. The love and hatred from our past life, the Bodhisattva has already severed them for me. You should forget them too. It's late now. You should leave. Tomorrow, I will have someone take you to see the king of reincarnation, to guide you to your next life. Just as I was about to turn and leave, Xie Zhiheng stepped forward, trying to grab my hand. The moment before he could touch me, I sidestepped and waved my hand. He was instantly flung backward, crashing into a pillar. He coughed up a mouthful of blood. The next instant, the guard who had just been acting friendly with him, leveled his spear at Xie Zhiheng's throat. You will not disrespect the immortal. I walked indifferently to Xie Zhiheng's side. Do you want to die a second time? At these words, Xie Zhiheng froze, but he quickly recovered, his eyes filled with pain. Nanzhi, how did you become like this? You weren't like this before. You used to be gentle, gracious, and considerate. You would never speak so casually of death. Is it because you hate me that you've made yourself this way? Hearing this, I let out a cold laugh. The person you're describing was just one lifetime of mine in the mortal world. She is dead. She no longer exists. I feel neither love nor hatred for you. With that, I gave the order. Throw him out. If he manages to sneak in again, I'll have you all reincarnated into the animal realm. My words hung in the air. I entered the inner courtyard without a backward glance. Xie Zhiheng could only watch helplessly as she left. Then, he was thrown out by the underworld guards. The guard glares with hatred. I told you not to mess with the fairy. Don't blow our cover. Now you've gotten us all killed. If I ever see you again, I'll make sure you're wiped from existence. Then, he turns and goes inside. Xie Zhiheng picks himself up off the ground. He feels a pang of bitterness. He looks up, gazing at the plaque that reads, Xiantong Manor. He silently mouths, Nanzhi, I understand you. I won't give up. Xie Zhiheng returns to his own estate. It's a 3-courtyard mansion that the Marquis of Changning had built for him. As soon as he steps inside, he sees a woman in a purple palace gown standing at the entrance. Her skin is fair, but faint wrinkles line the corners of her eyes. Xie Zhiheng's eyes well up with tears. He rushes into his mother's arms. Mother, seeing her child. Mother Xie also bursts into tears. My son, why have you come down here so soon? What in the world happened? Xie Zhiheng recounts everything that happened in the mortal realm to his mother in detail. After listening from her seat, Mother Xie slams the table and stands up. I told you long ago that Lu Nanzhi was no good, but you insisted on being with her, even going against my dying wish. Now you've thrown away your own life. What a tragedy. Xie Zhiheng quickly speaks up in her defense. Mother, this isn't Nanzhi's fault. I'm the one who failed her. I'm the one who deceived people. I shouldn't have done that. Mother Xie sighs upon hearing this. I know you care for her deeply, but your fate was settled in your past life. She died before you did. She's probably already been reincarnated by now. I stayed here just to wait for you. Stop thinking about her. Xie Zhiheng shakes his head. Mother, I've already seen her. Hearing this, Mother Xie reacts as if facing a great enemy. Zhiheng, listen to your mother. I disliked Lu Nanzhi from the moment I first saw her. If you continue to be so stubborn, the next time I see her, I won't go easy on her. Now, your mother has some cultivation of her own. As soon as she finishes speaking, a voice suddenly comes from outside the door. Zhiheng, is that you? Xie Zhiheng turns around. He sees Lu Qingyao, dressed in rags, covered in wounds, entering. Qingyao, how did you? Upon seeing Xie Zhiheng, Lu Qingyao immediately rushes into his arms. Zhiheng, I finally found you. I don't even know how I got here, but someone brought me to you. They told me to stay with you for now. Early the next morning, Xie Zhiheng takes Lu Qingyao to Xiantong Mansion. Lu Qingyao asks, confused, Zhiheng, where is this? Xie Zhiheng stands at the gate, looking around. This is your sister's residence. You're new here, so it's best you stay with your sister. Hearing this, Lu Qingyao quickly refuses. No, I don't want to live with my sister. You know, she never liked me, even when we were kids. Besides, she died before me, so she must hold a grudge against me. As she says this, Lu Qingyao's eyes well up with tears. Zhiheng, please, don't send me to my sister. Just let me stay at your mansion. I'll do anything you ask. Seeing her like this, Xie Zhiheng feels a pang of sympathy, but then he remembers how he lost Lu Nanzhi to fulfill Lu Qingyao's wish, and hardens his heart again. Enough. My decision is final. Just then, the gates of Xiantong Mansion open. In a beam of white light, Lu Nanzhi emerges, wearing a dark satin gown. Xie Zhiheng is about to step forward, when a purple figure darts out from behind him. It's Xie Zhiheng's mother. Before Xie Zhiheng can stop her, his mother appears and points at Lu Nanzhi, shouting, Lu Nanzhi, how dare you have such nerve? Even in death, you cling to my son. Lu Nanzhi sees who it is, and frowns slightly. The next moment, behind her, rows of soldiers in black armor appear. They stare solemnly at Xie's mother. The black-armored soldiers step forward, seize Xie's mother, and slap her twice across the face. You dare speak ill of the Xiantong immortal. You deserve the tongue-ripping punishment. Xie's mother freezes on the spot. What did you say? Lu Nanzhi is the Xiantong immortal. I look at her coldly. After a moment's thought, I remember. Oh, it's you. Your family really is relentless. Throw her into the tongue-ripping hell. With that, I was about to leave. Suddenly, I heard Xie Zhiheng's voice. Nanzhi, spare her. I turned back. I saw Xie Zhiheng striding forward. Surprisingly, Lu Qingyao was with him. Nanzhi, my mother and I are here to bring Qingyao to you. She is your sister. She should be with you. Sister, I came alone. If you don't take care of me, I'll have nowhere to go. Hearing this, I glanced coldly at Lu Qingyao. After the last life ended, you were no longer my sister. In my eyes, you and Xie Zhiheng are the same. You're just spirits of the underworld. With that, my soldiers and I vanished into the distance with Xie's mother. Seeing his mother taken away, Xie Zhiheng shouted my name in a panic. Nanzhi. Seeing Xie Zhiheng's distress, Lu Qingyao hurriedly tried to calm him. On my way here, I heard the underworld has strict rules. Since sister is so heartless, if we report this to the investigation bureau, she'll have to return Madame Xie. Xie Zhiheng's face was grim. He didn't want to take Lu Nanzhi to court, but Lu Nanzhi had taken his mother. His mother did nothing wrong. Why did she take her? Lu Qingyao urged him. Brother Zhiheng, we can't wait. Xie Zhiheng turned and left. Let's go. My spirit arrived in the mortal realm. War had broken out. Dynasties changed. The capital's people were slaughtered. Resentment filled the air. I was sent to guide souls with my colleagues. We subdued the evil spirits along the way, protecting ordinary souls from harm. Then, a weathered woman's voice came from nearby. Nanzhi, is that you? I looked up. I saw Madame Lu in blood-stained finery. Her hair was disheveled, standing among a group of lost souls. I replied flatly, it is Madame Lu. Madame Lu was initially overjoyed to see me, but hearing Madame Lu, she instantly calmed down. She holds back. Step by step, she walks up to me. My daughter, mother has finally found you again, Mother Lu says, raising her hand to touch my face. The next moment, 2 long spears block her path. Show some respect for the mystic child immortal. Soldiers in black armor, stop her. Mystic child immortal. Tears well up in Mother Lu's eyes. She murmurs, good, as long as I know you're doing well, that's all that matters. Nanzhi, I've always regretted. When you were alive, I only cared about your sister. Sorry. Seeing all this, I feel nothing inside. I'm about to speak, when suddenly, a plume of green smoke appears before me. From the smoke emerges a netherworld officer. He bows to me. Mystic child immortal, your mortal husband Xie Zhiheng and your sister, Lu Qingyao has filed a complaint against you at the investigation bureau. I glance at Mother Lu. I order my subordinates, bring her along with us. Then, everyone returns to the netherworld. Investigation bureau. I bring Mother Lu. As soon as we enter, we see Judge Lu seated above. I nod to Judge Lu. Lu Qingyao sees Mother Lu. She rushes forward. Mother, what are you? But Mother Lu just slaps her hard across the face. You fool, how could you join outsiders to accuse your own sister? After all you owe your sister, don't you have any idea? Lu Qingyao covers her face, upset. Mother, that's one thing. You were the one who got the birth charts wrong. You were the one who showed favoritism. Why blame me for it? Don't I have the right to be loved by my parents? How could you be so heartless? I just watch coldly as the two of them shift blame onto each other. Mother Lu is about to continue, when suddenly, the judge's gavel slams down with a crack. In this court of law, silence. Judge Lu's voice instantly silences Mother Lu and Lu Qingyao. He looks at me. Mystic child immortal. Xie Zhiheng accuses you of seizing his mother's soul. Is this true? I nod. Then, I wave my hand, and an image from this morning appears in the air above. Xie's mother followed Xie Zhiheng and the others here. She started cursing me out. She even tried to hit me. After that, my subordinates detained her. Lord Lu, she was the one who disrespected me first. She hurled insults at me. I have the authority to enforce the law, so I sent her to the tongue-plucking hell. Don't you think that's fair? Judge Lu heard this. He then reviewed Xie's mother's life record. He nodded. The immortal's actions were completely justified. Hearing this, Xie Zhiheng hurried to my side and said, Nanzhi, I know my mother was in the wrong. I didn't mean to bring this case against you. It wasn't my intention. I just didn't know how else to find you. Please, spare my mother. Okay, you used to. Didn't you want her approval more than anything? I looked at him coldly. Xie Zhiheng, let me make this clear one last time. I am no longer the Lu Nanzhi from the mortal world. After death, if there are no lingering attachments, all emotions and desires fade away. My feelings for all of you vanished when I died. At these words, Xie Zhiheng froze. Are you saying, you have no feelings for me at all? Before I could answer, Lu's mother's voice rang out, filled with disbelief. Nanzhi, then your feelings for your mother, are they gone too? My gaze fell upon her. My tone was utterly detached. My feelings for you were gone even while I was alive. After saying that, I glanced around, and tossed out one last remark. Before I died, I prayed to the Bodhisattva to sever all emotional ties between me and all of you. I asked that you all behave yourselves. Then I turned and left. After Lu Nanzhi left, Judge Lu sent someone to deliver Mother Lu to her new residence. Mom, Dad prepared a house for us. It's huge, and there are so many servants. Lu Qingyao had been sulking at her mother, but this house was burned by her father for Lady Lu. Only Lady Lu can decide if she gets to live here. Mom, I want the biggest courtyard. Lu Qingyao shook her mother's arm, whining, as if everything that happened at the investigation bureau had never occurred. Mother Lu ignored her. She looked at this large house, then instructed the paper servant girl her husband had burned for her. Keep the largest courtyard in this mansion vacant. No one is allowed to live there. She looked at Lu Qingyao. If you were sensible, you'd know that courtyard should go to your sister. Hearing this, Lu Qingyao's face immediately fell. Mom, have you forgotten what I said at the investigation bureau? Before you died, you kept thinking about her, begging for her forgiveness in front of her. And now after death, you're still trying to cozy up to her. She doesn't even acknowledge you as her mother anymore. Why are you still so good to her? These words pierced Mother Lu's heart even deeper. Qingyao, I don't want to argue with you now. I just want your sister to forgive me. If you insist on competing with your sister, then don't live here. Lu Qingyao choked up, speechless. Fine, I won't live here then. With those words, she turned to leave. But then she saw a squad of soldiers enter. Lu Qingyao, according to our investigation, you enjoyed offerings that weren't meant for you. Come with us. When did I get offerings? Stop talking nonsense. Lu Qingyao saw the soldiers weren't listening to her defense at all. They dragged her out. She cried out in desperation. Mother, go find Brother Zhiheng to save me. After Lu Qingyao was taken away, Madame Lu rushed straight to Xie Zhiheng's residence to find him. But she waited at his place for 2 days, and he never showed up. Meanwhile, in the Hall of Judgment, I sat at the table. I casually picked up a peach, and took a bite. Nanzhi, you're about to finish all my tribute offerings. The man seated behind the desk, dressed in a black robe, with a golden crown holding back his hair, exuded an imposing aura of authority, but the look he gave me was rather helpless. You've been staying here for 2 days now. Aren't you planning to go back to your own place? Without changing my expression, I flipped through the case file in my hands. Without looking up, I said, King of Hell. This is actually your fault. It was you who sent me to be reborn into the Lu family. I suffered enough hardship there, and I even ran into a scoundrel like Xie Zhiheng. Now that he's dead and in the underworld, he camps outside my residence all day. I can't even eat. Hearing this, the King of Hell looked even more helpless. You are the mighty Xiantong Immortal, keeper of underworld order, and you're afraid of him. I'm not afraid. I just don't want to see him. I reiterated. Then I added, besides, I don't get any offerings from mortals, and I miss the delicious food of the mortal world, so I have to come here to mooch off you. As soon as I finished speaking, I saw the King of Hell make a quick calculation with his fingers. A slight smile touched his lips. You'll get to taste mortal offerings very soon. I was taken aback. To get rid of me, King of Hell, you'll say any lie, won't you? Seeing my disbelief, the King of Hell pulled me up from the table. Together, we went to the mortal world. The next moment, before me, appeared a small shrine. Its sign read, Shrine of Immortal Nanzhi. The man at the front, dressed in fine silks, piously says, Miss Lu, so all these years, it was you who provided us with porridge. Today, we are here to cast a golden statue in your honor, so those who received your kindness may come and offer incense. May you ascend to paradise soon. After speaking, he leads the crowd in 3 bows before Lu Nanzhi's stone statue. He places the incense in the burner. Seeing this, I feel my eyes well up with tears. The underworld lord glances at me, and says smugly, happy now? I nod. I remember them all. This one leading them. He was always the first to arrive when I set up the porridge kitchen. Back then, he said, to wait for him to make it big. He promised he'd repay me. At this point, I sigh with emotion. These are just people I helped in passing, yet they still remember my kindness. But my own parents, my closest kin in the mortal world, and the man I loved most, they all look down on me. The underworld lord hasn't seen me sad in a long time. He reaches out, wanting to ruffle my hair, but his hand freezes midair. Being human, it's just not worth it. After I say this, I turn and see the underworld lord's hand frozen in the air. Underworld lord, what are you doing? The underworld lord snaps out of it. It's nothing, just stretching. I give the underworld lord a puzzled look, then raise my hand and wave. We arrive before a bamboo hut on Cold Mountain in the capital. In the courtyard, a woman is washing clothes. I stand outside the courtyard, watching her. Then, the woman carries a box into the bamboo grove. She stops before a tombstone. It reads, Tomb of Miss Lu Nanzhi. She knelt on the ground, and kowtowed 3 times. Miss, today I brought your favorite peach blossom cakes. I watched her from afar, my eyes welling up with tears. That's Xiaohe, my maid from when I was alive. The lord of the underworld nodded. I know, you altered her fate for her. I hummed in acknowledgement. Thank you for your leniency, Lord. I couldn't help but think back to 5 years ago. After I died, Xiaohe was utterly heartbroken, but Xie Zhiheng went mad. He buried me on the cold mountain of the Xie family's ancestral graves. He forbade anyone from visiting. I foresaw that Xiaohe, in her grief, would choose to follow me in death. But her time wasn't up yet. If she took her own life, not only would she not enter the underworld, she'd have to endure the agony of that suicide every single day. And yet, this suicide was a destined calamity in her fate. To stop her from killing herself, I tampered with the book of life and death. I was punished with 2 years in the endless inferno, enduring daily torture. I almost didn't make it out, but I think it was all worth it. Back in the underworld, I had just reached the gate of the Xiantong mansion, when Xie Zhiheng hurried up to me. Nanzhi, I've been waiting for you for 2 days. Where have you been? I just found it laughable. Since when does a fairy like me need permission from a mere ghost like you? Xie Zhiheng's tone softened. That's not what I meant. I just want you to release my mother. His mother. I had almost forgotten about that. Your mother committed many sins of speech. After a year of punishment, she will be cast into the animal realm. In her next life, she will be a mute woman. Hearing this, Xie Zhiheng froze in place. He looked at me in disbelief. How have you become so heartless? That's my mother. His voice grew louder. I just looked at him coldly. Your mother, so what? Xie Zhiheng stood there, stunned for a few seconds. Then he cried out to me. I don't understand. Why did you love me so much when you were alive? But now you're treating me like this. I came to apologize. I've been guarding this place day and night. What more do you want from me? You hate me, but why involve my mother? The Nanzhi I knew was not a woman who couldn't tell right from wrong. It's all the same old talk, the same things over and over. I couldn't be bothered to listen anymore. Xie Zhiheng, what's done is done. There's no need to say more. You might as well think of this as meeting me for the first time. Then, I ordered the guards at the gate. From now on, if he appears within 3 miles of Xiantong Mansion, drive him away. With that, I entered the mansion without looking back. As soon as I entered, I received a message. Nanzhi, please come to the Cha-Cha division once more. I did a quick calculation. Then I transformed into a wisp of white smoke and arrived at the Cha-Cha division. This time, I wasn't standing in the hall below. Instead, I took a seat on a chair prepared for me, just below Judge Lu. Down in the hall, stood Lu Qingyao. Lu Qingyao, you have never performed a single act of merit, yet you have taken the incense offerings meant for your sister. Do you admit your guilt? Lu Qingyao suppressed the jealousy in her heart. She looked at me and said, Sis, please help me. I didn't know about this. I didn't even look at her. I said to Judge Lu, it's true she didn't know about this, because it was all Xie Zhiheng's doing. As soon as I finished speaking, I waved my hand, and Xie Zhiheng appeared in the hall below. He looked at me, eyes full of surprise. Nanzhi, are you willing to see me now? I didn't speak. Instead, Judge Lu slammed his gavel. How dare you, Xie Zhiheng? You actually transferred incense offerings to Lu Qingyao, who has performed no good deeds whatsoever. Xie Zhiheng couldn't offer an explanation. He could only kneel on the ground and sincerely admit his fault. I admit my wrongdoing. Please punish me, Your Honor. Lu Qingyao saw this, but suddenly smiled. Zhiheng, you did this. If you didn't care about me, why would you steal my sister's blessings from me? You love me, don't you? Xie Zhiheng shook his head. I've always seen you as a little sister. Knowing you would die, I just wanted you to have a good afterlife. The only person I love is Nanzhi. I watched Xie Zhiheng's performance coldly. I turned to Judge Lu. Let him be reincarnated. I don't want to see him in the underworld anymore. Hearing this, Xie Zhiheng jumped to his feet in a panic. He tried to grab my hand. Judge Lu waved his hand, and Xie Zhiheng was thrown hard to the ground, disrupting the court. Adds to your crimes. Guards, take Xie Zhiheng to be reincarnated. In this life, he incurred a debt of love. In the next, let him live a life of bitter love. Only when his sins are cleansed will it end. As Judge Lu's words fell, underworld guards came to restrain Xie Zhiheng. Seeing this, Lu Qingyao stepped forward to shield Xie Zhiheng. She pointed at me and yelled, Lu Nanzhi, have you lost your mind? You think just because you're some kind of fairy now, you're all that? If you dare lay a hand on Brother Zhiheng, I'll take your life. A cold smile touched my lips. You want my life? I looked at Judge Lu. Your Honor, you haven't said what punishment my sister from a past life should receive. Judge Lu's sharp gaze fell upon Lu Qingyao. Lu Qingyao, you enjoyed offerings meant for others, offerings from beggars. In your next life, you'll be a beggar, repaying that incense. And your memories won't be erased. You'll know exactly why you became a beggar. Lu Qingyao froze on the spot. She could only watch helplessly as Xie Zhiheng was taken away. He was walking and shouting, Nanzhi, Nanzhi, you're the only one in my heart. Don't make me leave. Until his voice faded into the distance. The underworld officers escorting Lu Qingyao arrived. Then, Lu Qingyao suddenly burst into loud sobs. She looked at me. Sister, I didn't mean to enjoy your fireworks. I'm your sister. You can't just abandon me. Seeing her crocodile tears, I frowned deeply. I thought, your backbone would be as tough as your mouth. I walked up to Lu Qingyao. As your sister from a past life, let me teach you a lesson. What doesn't belong to you, you have to pay it back. With that, I waved my hand, and Lu Qingyao vanished before my eyes. After finishing this, I left the investigation bureau and returned to the Xiantong residence. As soon as I entered the main hall, a woman dressed in white, with a kind face, was instructing maids to set the table. Seeing me return, she beckoned, Nanzhi, come eat. I sat at the table, letting the woman serve me food. I've been through many tribulations. I have many relatives. The woman before me, Madame Chen, was my mother in my 7th life. She has always treated me well. I had just picked up my chopsticks when a guard came to report, Immortal, there's a Madame Lu outside claiming to be your mother. Before I could speak, Madame Chen's expression darkened. Don't worry, Nanzhi. Today, I'll make her understand what it truly means to be a mother. I ate the mortal food Madame Chen had prepared, while watching the guards bring someone into the hall. As soon as Madame Lu entered, she saw a woman serving me food. Nanzhi, who is she? Before I could answer, Madame Chen spoke first. I am Nanzhi's mother from 2 lives ago. I hear you're the one who gave birth to her in her last life. What brings you here? Madame Lu was taken aback by this. She didn't answer Madame Chen. Instead, she asked me, Nanzhi, how many mothers do you have? I pointed at Madame Chen and said, now, only this one remains. The others have already been reincarnated. Madame Lu's face darkened. But we were mother and daughter for 18 years. How could you disown me? As soon as she finished, Madam Qin scoffed coldly. Mother and daughter for 18 years? You made Nanzhi suffer for your younger daughter on the 1st and 15th of every month. You even forced Nanzhi to give up the love of her life. Even after Nanzhi died, you still chased after her to curse her. Only today did I realize that this is how a mother should act. Hearing this, Madame Lu's eyes welled up. I didn't mean to. I didn't know back then that she was the true child. Upon hearing this, Madam Qin sneered. What does it matter if she was the true child or not? If Nanzhi was the true child, would you sacrifice your other daughter, and only be good to Nanzhi? You are a mother. Why would you make one daughter sacrifice so much for her sister? They are both flesh of your flesh. How could you bear it? Faced with Madam Chen's rapid-fire questions, Madame Lu couldn't answer a single one. She looked at me pleadingly. Nanzhi, mother knows she was wrong. I came today to beg you to save your sister. She was taken by the investigation bureau. I didn't even bat an eye. I've already sent Lu Qingyao off to be reincarnated. If you want to follow her, I can arrange for you to go together. Hearing this, Madame Lu stood there, stunned. After a long silence, she finally asked, do you really have no regard for our mother-daughter bond? Your sister. How can she say she was your sister for 18 years? Now that you've become a fairy, why won't you look out for her a little? She hesitated, but still spoke her mind. Madam Qin heard this, and laughed out loud. See, Nanzhi, she's blaming you again. By now, I had finished my meal. I stood up and looked at Mother Lu. Madam Lu, you seem to be full of regret, coming to beg for my forgiveness. But really, it's just to ease your own conscience. Because if I forgive you, all the harm you did to me will just vanish. Even so, you can't hide the fact that deep down, you always loved Lu Qingyao more. Mother Lu choked up, unable to speak. Her eyes just kept streaming with tears. I didn't want to talk to her anymore. I looked toward the door. Guards, drag her out. Let her be reborn. Let her live her life. From now on, I don't want to see her again. Soon, soldiers escorted Mother Lu away. The war in the mortal realm gradually ended. I stood at the head of the bridge of helplessness, holding a soul banner, to intimidate evil souls trying to escape or cause trouble. Suddenly, I saw a figure with white hair, and a hunched back. It was Father Lu. As he walked up to me, as if sensing something, he looked up. Seeing my indifferent gaze, he froze instantly. How dare you? How dare you look directly at Fairy Xiantong? Keep moving. Seeing him stop, the underworld officer behind him pushed him forward. Hearing this, Father Lu muttered, Fairy Xiantong. Then he laughed. Good, that's good. As long as you're doing well, that's all that matters. After saying this, he stopped looking at me. He followed the line of souls across the bridge of helplessness. I didn't look back either. After finishing up here, I was just about to head back home when I heard Lord Yan's voice message. Come to the Hall of Judgment. I made a hand sign and went there. As soon as I entered the hall, I saw Lord Yan standing with his hands behind his back, in a cold and dignified posture. Seeing him day in and day out, it suddenly dawned on me that his title as the most handsome man in the 3 realms is well deserved. It's just that I've been so busy with official duties, I never had the time to appreciate it. I pushed those thoughts aside. I stepped forward and asked, what did you summon me for, Lord Yan? Hearing this, Lord Yan turned around to look at me. You've been back for 5 years now, but you still haven't overcome your trial of love. Hearing that, I understood what he meant. I have to go through another trial, don't I? Lord Yan nodded. If you can overcome it this time, you will ascend to become the mystic maiden goddess, in charge of the order of the 3 realms. Are you willing to go? Of course I am. But then, I felt a bit troubled. But I've been through 7 lifetimes, and I've failed the trial of love every single time. I never met a good end. I don't understand. What exactly does it mean to overcome it? Lord Yan smiled. Well, I don't really know either. Then how did you become the Lord of the Underworld? Didn't you have to go through a trial of love? Lord Yan shook his head. A hint of pride appeared on his face. I am a true god born of the Underworld. Why would I need trials? I can't even talk to you natural-born gods. We have nothing in common. With that, I made a hand sign to leave. Lord Yan grabbed my hand. I didn't say you had to go alone. What do you mean? But I quickly noticed Lord Yan was holding my hand. My gaze fell on his hand. Lord Yan immediately let go. He cleared his throat. It's not good that you can't overcome your trial of love. It's been dragging on. It just so happens I want to experience a trial too, to understand the mortal world better, so I can govern the underworld more effectively. I'll accompany you on this trial. You'll accompany me. Before I could finish, Lord Yan waved his hand grandly. A dark blue vortex appeared before the Hall of Judgment. I thought to myself, as expected of Lord Yan, he can summon a reincarnation portal anytime. Lord Yan took my hand and led me into the reincarnation vortex, saying as we went, let's go. 1 hour later, in the mortal world's imperial palace, a baby girl let out her first cry. It's born. It's a princess. Elsewhere in the mortal world, in a dark, dilapidated house, a woman held a baby boy who had also just been born. She murmured, my child, you are the last descendant of the previous dynasty. You must reclaim everything that is rightfully ours.